Have y'all ever wondered what's in a chicken fry from Burger King? Me too. Well, bye. So I gotta ask, is there something about being in a cemetery that makes people nervous? Doesn't make me nervous. Alright, so I'm cruising around in one of our, I don't know, let's call it the nicer cemetery. Now, I don't have relatives buried here. All of my family's from Houston, but I grew up here in Longview, and both of my parents are deceased, but they were cremated. But this is a really, really nice cemetery. Let's see if I can show you some. But I watch a lot of what do you call it? Paranormal YouTubers who they come out to cemeteries at night, and you know they run the spirit boxes and all that kind of stuff, and they want to communicate with the dead. Now, granted, I watch the videos, but if you think I'm coming out here in the dark at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, you've lost your mind. Number one, I'm asleep. Two, there is nothing that I want in a cemetery at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning just to make a video. So, if that's what you are hoping this channel will turn into, you've lost your mind. Put my car in park. Yeah, this is a really pretty cemetery. Now, I wish it was prettier outside. It is gray and all that fun stuff. But anyway, I guess what I was going to talk about, hang on. I had mentioned earlier in another video that I was going to come out to a cemetery and I was going to talk about something. And this is what I was going to talk about. If you come out to places like this, to a cemetery, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and you're looking for spooky, spooky's what you're going to find. You go looking for things that are dark in nature, trust me, things that are dark in nature are looking for you. As a Christian, we need to stay away from that stuff. We don't need to be out here poking around in cemeteries and haunted houses and all that kind of thing and think that we're going to walk away unaffected. Now, if you are a born-again Christian, a demon cannot possess you because Jesus lives in your heart and there's not room for two. Okay? So a demon cannot possess you if you are a born-again Christian. But it does not mean that a demon cannot attach itself and kind of come along for the ride, and you start having weird things happen in your house, that kind of thing. Because Satan, as we know, roams the earth looking to kill, steal, and destroy like a hungry lion. Okay? And he would love nothing more than to dispatch a demon to attach itself to your family, to you, and start creating havoc in your home. Does this mean that you need to come out here and stir it up? No, not at all. But I'm telling you, if you go looking for the dark and you go looking for the spooky, you're going to find it. There are just things that you just leave alone. In fact, I read in a book and I'll have to look later. It's on my phone. It's one of those Kindle things. But it talks about how we don't have the right to peek behind the curtain of death. The Bible tells us to stay away from it. You don't go entertaining the dark side after death. You just don't. So a lot of people do, because it makes for great videos, and I don't know why I watch them. I guess I'm always interested, but I always know that there are just two things. There's angels and there's demons. Your dead grandpa cannot communicate with you. Okay? When you die, there is no, like my mom's in heaven. My mom cannot communicate with me. But a demon can impersonate a voice. Well, there went about 5 gallons in gas for somebody. But a demon can impersonate any sound of any person. A child, an adult. They can literally masquerade as anyone that you want them to be, or who you're seeking to communicate with. They'll be happy to deceive you, because that's what they're doing. That's what they want to do. That's all they have to do, is to deceive you and draw you further away from Christ. So I don't know why I watch paranormal videos. Now, some of them I get a big tickle out of, because they'll sit there and they'll want to stir it up, and then when something happens, they jump and run like children. And I'm like, what did you think was going to happen? You know, you're asking a dark presence to make itself known, and it bangs on something and people take off running. And I get tickled at that, because I'm like, well, you asked for it, you know. I don't know why you're acting all surprised. But you won't find me doing cemetery videos outside of this one. I don't go looking for things that bump around in the dark. I have gone Bigfooting, but that's a flesh and blood creature. And I've gone to Oklahoma for that. And I got to tell you, that was exhilarating. And I didn't go looking for it. Just stayed at the campsite, and they kind of came around. That's a whole nother video. In fact, those are my earlier videos. If you'll go back to, gosh, look in the 30s, because I try to number all my videos. I think look back in my 30s. That's where you'll find my Bigfoot outings. But no, that was fun. And I wasn't terrified. I wasn't afraid. Now, I was anxious, just because that was my very first time to do it. But anyway, don't go looking for things spooky in a cemetery, because things will happen. Anything can happen. And you will hate yourself if it follows you home. Speaking of home, that's where I'm about to take myself. If y'all have not subscribed to my channel, please consider it. It's the only way my channel will grow. If you have any comments, leave them below. And now, if you're going to be a horse's butt and say something ugly, save yourself the trouble, because I'll probably delete it. But hit the like button, because all of that stuff is algorithms. It sends it to YouTube, and it lets them know that people are watching your videos. So at 325 subscribers, I'm not setting YouTube on fire. But what I am is just 53 years old. I enjoy making videos. It just brings me pleasure. And I have a pretty simple, ordinary, retired life. I do pet sitting. Today I've already gone and let some puppies out. And then in the free time in between, when I do that, I like to make videos. You're not going to see crazy introductions. I'm real laid back. I talk laid back. Pretty mellow. I've been retired for 8.5 years. And but I did 22 years on patrol, so You know, I'm not trying to impress anybody. I just bring you along. That's why I entitle my stuff at the start, Ride Along. Just ride along. We can just hang out like we knew each other for a long, long time. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to do it. I'm trying to teach y'all a lesson. You have to admit, though, it was pretty funny. I hope nobody wet their pants.